What up, guys? Your boy here once again, Classic Fresh speaking. You know how we do it. We simplify, decomplicated. Alright, so we're going to start with our midweek analysis with DXY. So DXY, let's start with the breakdown. Now, on the 3 months time frame of DXY, we have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, and also the lower zone. Price is moving to the downside on the 3 months. Why? Let me explain. If you look at the 3 months time frame, this was equal lows. This was equal highs. Now, these equal highs got broken to the upside, forming a higher high. Now, after the higher high, price did come down for a higher low, but it failed to make a continuational push to the upside. Instead, sellers came in very strong and then broke below these equal highs to the downside. So where is price going now? It is coming back to these equal lows. So DXY, we now understand that on the 3 months time frame, we are heading all the way down to this previous equal lows. So the question then is, how are we going to be able to pick entries to the downside of DXY as price is going down? Let's find out as we take it again to the monthly. Alright, so this is the monthly time frame of DXY. Now DXY on the monthly time frame, let's take our time and also break it down. So on the monthly, what else is also going on over here? We have the monthly mid-range zone. Looking at the monthly time frame, this was also equal lows of the monthly that got broken with a push to the downside, forming the lower low. After the lower low, we have seen lower high. Where should price go next? It should drop continuously to the downside. So since sellers are trading beneath this support level of the monthly, it is very clear that on the monthly time frame, price is also heading to the downside. So let's look at how we can be picking the sells as we take it again to the weekly time frame of DXY. So DXY onto the weekly. Alright, so this is the weekly of DXY. Let's break it down carefully. Now, on the weekly time frame of DXY, price is moving in a downtrend. Why is price moving in a downtrend? Let's explain it over here. We have what? The weekly mid-range zone. This was a push to the downside, which formed what? A lower low. We saw lower high here. Equal lows now. And then equal highs also over here. So this is what? A beautiful downtrend weekly, telling us that price will continuously drop all the way to the downside. So DXY, we are going to see sell pressure from these equal highs, which is going to push the market continuously to the downside. So let's prepare for sales as we take it to the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame, and then we will sell to the downside. Let's go all the way to the daily and explain furthermore. Alright, so this is also the daily time frame of DXY. Now DXY, the daily time frame, let's put more meaning into it as well. Alright, so looking at DXY on the day time frame, price has created what? A double top. Where is the double top? Let's find out very quick. So we have what? The daily upper and the daily lower zone. So price was what? Initially an uptrend here, but it is now moving to a downside. Why? Look at this. Push exhaustion. Push higher high, higher low, higher high again, higher low, equal highs. What is an equal high? It's a reversal formation. Price has been able to break below what? The neckline of the equal high to the downside. So this also tells us that DXY on the day time frame, the price is moving to a downside. Kind courtesy of this what? Double top, which is acting as a reversal of the daily to push the market to the downside. So let's prepare for entries as we take it to the 4-hour time frame below the daily resistance here to sell all the way down as well. Alright, so DXY onto the 4H. Alright, so this is the 4-hour time frame of DXY. Let's finalize everything on the 4H over here. So on the 4-hour time frame, we have the 4-hour mid-range zone. Price is in a very beautiful downtrend, supporting the overall direction to the downside. So you have this push, exhaustion, push again lower low, another exhaustion lower high. We expect the next push, the next exhaustion, and then we'll be able to sell all the way down on DXY. So DXY, this is also our full and complete technical analysis. So this is what we're expecting before an entry to the downside of DXY. So DXY, this is our full and complete technical analysis. All right, let's move to the next pair on board, which is going to be gold. So gold, let's get the updates on this pair. So gold, let's take it all the way to the weekly time frame. So go, let's begin from the weekly and then get the understanding very well. Okay, so this is also gold on the weekly time frame. What exactly is going on here on the weekly of gold? Let's find out. We have the weekly upper and the weekly lower zone of gold. This is an uptrend of the weekly. Why? Because price gave us a push as higher high, drop down as higher low, and we have seen continuational push to the upside. So continuational push on the weekly is going to make contact with this resistance level. How sure are we that this one move to the upside will make contact with this resistance? The answer is very simple, because of this morning star candle confirmation. So this morning star candle confirmation is a reversal candle that is bringing in the necessary buy pressure to move the market to this resistance level. So everything on the weekly time frame is clear that price will be going to the upside. But that's not all. Let's go to a daily and a forward time frame where we can prepare for entries to the upside of gold. So go onto the daily time frame. Alright, so this is the daily time frame of gold. Gold on a daily, what exactly is going on? Let's find out. We have the daily upper zone and then the daily lower zone as well. Price is in an uptrend on a daily. Why? Because it formed equal low here, broke above this lower high of the downtrend, giving us the higher high. Price dropped down for higher low. After the higher low, we have seen continuation push the upside. So this is the entire beautiful structure on the daily time telling us that price is going to the upside. Now, if price is an uptrend, then we expect price to break above and make contact with this one resistance level to complete the daily uptrend and also complete the weekly one equal high that we are expecting it to form on the weekly as well. So gold, this is where we're looking for entries to the upside. How will price be able to break above and how are we going to buy to the upside on gold? Let's take it finally to the forward time frame where we can complete everything. Alright, so this is the 4-hour time frame of gold. Now gold on the forward time frame, let's explain it. On the 4H, we have the 4-hour mid-range zone over here. Price is also in the downtrend on the 4-hour time frame. This is what? The resistance level on the lower high of the 4-hour that got broken with a push to the upside. Now once price made a push on the 4-hour and made contact with the 4-hour resistance level, it saw sell pressure. Alright, so we're expecting the sell pressure on the daily resistance level to complete a higher low here before price will have gone all the way up. So on the 4, it's very simple. Okay, we are expecting enough sell pressure here to complete the higher low on this one lower high of the 4-hour to the upside. But that completion of the higher low failed to happen. Why? Because when price was in the process of coming all the way down, it reached this point and then started going all the way to the upside. So this tells us that on the forward time frame, price was unable to complete the higher low for us to buy, but instead it has found buy pressure early and is heading all the way to the upside. So if price has found buy pressure early, then this becomes the next one for our push, for our exhaustion. We are expecting the next move to go in this manner to the upside. So gold, if this one push, exhaustion, and this continuation push manages to break above this resistance, then we can pick our entry on top of the daily resistance to go all the way to the upside. So gold, this is what we are also expecting before an entry to the upside. So gold, this is also our full and complete technical analysis. Alright, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So we now have what? A new higher high on the 4H and a new higher low on the 4H as well, which is going to move the market continuously to the upside. Alright, so we are done with gold. Let's take it again to the next pair on board, which is going to be GBP and ZD. Alright, so GBP and ZD is up next. Let's see if we can also break down this pair thoroughly. So GBP and ZD, let's take it to the 3 months time frame and also begin with the breakdown. Alright, so this is GBP and ZD on the 3 months time frame. Now the 3 months time frame of GBP and ZD, we have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, and also the lower zone. Price in terms of the overall direction is to the downside. Why? Because this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, equal lows, and then this area will become the next equal high to bring the market to the downside. But if you look very closely, price has not yet made contact with the what? Equal highs above before it decides to sell. So in that manner, GBP and ZD on the 3 months time frame, price must go up touch this area as equal high before it starts to drop to a downside. So before price will make contact with this resistance as the equal highs, we are going to find buying opportunities before the contact is made. So how do we pick buys before price makes contact with this resistance? Let's find out again as we take it to the daily time frame. Alright, so this is the daily time frame of GBP NZD. Now GBP NZD on the daily, we have the daily upper and the daily lower zone. Price is in an uptrend, the daily supporting the movement to the upside to complete this one equal high. So we have what? Higher high, higher low, a push the upside again, price will to come back for higher low. Instead, what has it done? It has made continuation push heading all the way to this one equal high. So GBP NZD on the daily time frame, it is very evident that we are heading all the way to this resistance. How do we buy to the resistance? Let's take it again to the weekly. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame of GBP NZD. Now, GBP NZD on the weekly time frame, let's understand this clearly over here. We have the weekly upper, the mid-range, and then the lower zone. Price is in an uptrend on the weekly time frame. Alright, so we can clearly say it broke above this lower high, giving us a push higher low. We saw equal high here, equal low. Price has gone all the way up, failed to break above this resistance level again, and is now seeing another sell pressure to the downside of the weekly. So according to a weekly structure, price should drop all the way back to this equal lows where it may see the necessary buying pressure to go to the upside. And price is definitely coming back here to these equal lows. Why? Because of this strong pin bar confirmation. So there's a strong pin bar confirmation over here on the weekly, which is going to push the market down to complete its what? Equal low here before the necessary buying pressure comes in to the upside. So GBP NZD, although we are looking for a buy to this resistance level, first of all, according to weekly, we are going to look for sells to this support before we look for buys to the resistance level. So GBP NZD short-term direction is going to be to the downside, and the long-term direction is going to be where? To the upside. Simple as that. So first of all, let's capitalize on the short-term direction by looking for entries to this weekly support level as equal lows. Alright, let's go to daily and continue. Alright, so this is the daily time frame of GBP NZD. Now, GBP NZD on the daily, let's understand things again over here in the daily time frame. Alright, so we have the daily mid-range zone. What is going on in the daily mid-range zone? Sellers created double top here on the weekly resistance and then drop all the way by breaking below the support level of the daily. So since sellers have been able to break below this support level with a push and exhaustion, where do we go next? We drop to the downside to complete the equal low before price eventually goes to the upside. So GBP NZD, we are preparing for sells here to the downside as equal lows before we then buy again to the long-term direction. Alright, so let's pick sells as we take it to the 4-hour time frame. Alright, so this is the 4-hour time frame of GBP NZD. Let's explain the 4-hour time frame very quick. On the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing what? A downtrend. So this is a push to the downside. This is an exhaustion as retest. We are expecting continuation move further to the downside. So over here, this is exactly what we want. We want to sell back to the weekly support before the overall direction sets in. So GBP NZD, the only thing that we are waiting for before we pull the trigger is what? A candle confirmation right over here. So if you're able to see a candle confirmation, be it a bearish engulfing candle close, a second pin bar or an evening star, we will sell on GBP NZD to the downside. So GBP NZD, this becomes our full and complete technical analysis. Let's move to the last pair on board, which is going to be BTC USD. So BTC USD is up next. Alright, so this is BTC USD. Now, BTC USD, we are looking for a buying opportunity. Why am I looking for a buying opportunity on BTC USD in this manner? Let's start the breakdown as we take you to where? The 3 months time frame. Alright, so this is the 3 months time frame of BTC USD. Let's understand things here. we have the 3 months upper zone and the 3 months lower zone. Price is in an uptrend on the 3 months. Why? Because this is a push as higher high, this is an exhaustion as higher low, and this is also a continuational push breaking above this one previous high. But after the continuational push, you have started to see what? Price selling all the way down. So where is the sell pressure heading to according to the 3 months? It is heading all the way down to complete a higher low before price goes all the way up. So GBP NZD, BTC USD, we are in an uptrend, but price is coming down to complete higher low before later it goes to the upside. So let's look for opportunities to sell back to this one previous support or previous resistance as support before we go all the way up there. All right, so GBP or BTC USD, let's go to the monthly. All right, so this is also the monthly time frame of BTC USD. Now BTC USD on the monthly, we have the monthly resistance level. On the monthly time frame, we can see what? A double top or equal high, which is a sign that what? Price is going to sell. So here we have seen more sell pressure that has pushed the market from this resistance all the way to the downside. So remember, we are looking for what? Opportunities to completely sell back to this support level as the 3 months higher low before price goes all the way up. So let's prepare for sales somewhere here on the lower time frame to the downside. Let's go again to the weekly and add a better explanation. All right, so this is the weekly time frame of BTC USD. Now BTC USD on the weekly, we have the weekly mid-range zone. Price is in a downtrend on the weekly. Let me explain. So if you look at the what? The weekly time frame, this was what? Equal highs or double top. Price broke below the higher low or the neckline of the double top with a push to the downside, but failed to retest this particular neckline before dropping. Instead, it has broken below the weekly support with a push to the downside. After a push towards lower next, retest before price drops all the way again. So BTC USD, this is the entire structure. On the weekly, we had higher high here, higher low, equal highs, higher low here. Price broke below the higher low, came all the way down to form a lower low here. After lower low, we were expecting lower high here before price eventually drops. So this becomes the entire structure of the weekly, telling us that we are indeed heading all the way to the downside. So this is the beautiful structure of BTC USD on the weekly time. So what are we going to do? We are going to look for what? Opportunities to buy first to this what? Lower high. Now remember, the lower high of the weekly has not yet completed. It has to complete here before price will start to sell. So since this is the weekly time frame, then that means that we can pay buys before price get to this resistance as lower high, and we also pick sells as the contact is made. So BTC USD short-term direction is going where? To the upside, and long-term direction is also going to the downside. But first of all, we are going to capitalize on a short-term direction by picking buys to complete the weekly lower high before price eventually drops again to the downside. So let's prepare for buys to this weekly resistance. All right. So this is also the daily time frame of BTC USD. Let's talk about it quickly before we go to a 4 hour for the entry. Now on the daily, we have the daily lower zone over here. Price is also going to the upside on the daily, so you can see this push exhaustion, push again, but price has made another move heading all the way up with what? A bullish engulfing candle close, telling us that what? We are reversing to this what? Reversal or this resistance level as the lower high of the weekly. So BTC USD, bullish engulfing candle, price will be contact here and then later drops to the downside. So let's prepare for the buys that will make contact with the weekly resistance as the lower high before we eventually sell. Alright, so BTC onto the 4 hour. Alright, so this is the 4 hour time frame of BTC USD. Now BTC USD on the 4 hour time frame, this is the chart on the 4 hour, and this is where we are looking for our entry to the upside. Let's explain. So we have the 4 hour lower zone and the 4 hour upper zone over here. What happened on the 4 hour time frame? Buyers were able to break above this resistance level of the 4 hour with a push to the upside. After a push, what happens? An exhaustion, and after exhaustion, continuation push all the way to the upside. So BTC USD, since price has made contact with these what? Equal highs, we are expecting more sell pressure from the equal highs to bring the market down as higher low before we eventually buy some candle confirmation to the upside. So BTC USD, this is also a full and complete technical analysis. So this brings us to the end of our midweek analysis. If you love what I'm doing over here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, and then get notified anytime I drop a new video. And then don't forget to also join my free Telegram channel. The link is in the comments. The link is also in the description of the video. Stay classy and treat classy, guys. I'll see you in the next one.